Hey, what's up? I'm Brad from Fix This Build That, and today we're talking about spray foam in the Dream Shop. The space that we're in right now that we're doing the installation in is 6,100 square feet, which is absolutely insane. I started off in my garage, like most people, working in several garage workshops and basement workshops. And as we started the business, we kept running out of room. We were missing out on opportunities because we just didn't have the space to do things. And so this has always been a dream. For the past 5 years, we've been looking for land, looking at how we can expand. So we're gonna have woodworking, we're gonna have some automotive, some production. So big plans for this. And basically I just wanted to build something that would allow us to grow into the future and do whatever we wanted to with any kind of materials and machines that we needed. As I started looking out, obviously you start looking at all your options, and I was the most familiar with batt insulation, which is what I've always had in our other houses, but I've always heard about spray foam, and the things that really attracted me to spray foam were the fact of the air seal. As we started weighing those options, and with this being a metal building, also we have some metal that is just direct metal exposed to the outside. And that spray foam, as I started doing the research, it adds that structural stability. So I started looking at all those things together, and with batt insulation, you get the insulation properties, but you don't get any of that sealing and you don't get any of the structural stabilities. The thing that I didn't realize was like how much there is in the spray foam of the science, and to get the right mixture and to make sure that they have the right setup as they're spraying it. And so I think that's what sets apart. As I just sat there and watched it, you could say like good installers, like they had the equipment and they were monitoring all the pressures and the temperatures and doing trials and like seeing how it looks and spraying it, make some adjustments, spray some more, make some adjustments, and that to really hone it in, you have a great installer combined with a great product. So the Inverge team was great because they basically started just asking me questions. First of all, they said, okay, here's where you're at from a zone perspective. So this is the type of product that we would probably use, but how are you going to use the space? And so they started asking me about, what's going to go where. And one of the things that we identified was that, yeah, we're going to be down doing production and shop work down in the first floor, and that we're going to have dust and fumes. And so on the second floor, why don't we make sure that that is sealed off? And so we decided to go with an open cell in the ceiling, and going in between those two floors, we're going to just basically reduce sound as well as the vapors. So it's going to isolate those two. And so that kind of conversation with the Inverge team was awesome, because that's not something we even thought about. And so those are the things that they can bring to the table because they have the experience and the knowledge of the product. With this being such a large building, I was definitely worried about how we were going to insulate it. And also because of where we're at, we're kind of out in the country a bit. So there was a smaller shop here before we tore it down, and I would get mice and snakes and lots of just every kind of insect and things coming in. So that was obviously something that I wanted to do, is make sure that we had not only a comfortable place to work, but also try to figure out a place that we can keep all the rodents and all the wildlife out here in the country out, and make sure that we get that great balance. So the biggest advice for folks that are looking into doing spray foam versus a batt insulation is, I think you got to find the right product and the right installer to start off with. Make sure you do your homework, because as I started looking through, those are some of the things that I found, is that the product really matters, and the installer matters just as much, if not more, than the product, because you want somebody who knows what they're doing and you want a good product behind it. We went with the closed cell, and that was the best for our environment here. So when you're working with those folks, you want to make sure that they have the knowledge, because if they're not asking you questions and you're not having a back and forth, then it's probably not the right folks to go with. Go with somebody who's going to look at your exact situation and be able to give you the right recommendations, and then you can make a lot better decision and figure out if it's right for you and your budget.